afternoon and welcome to News Around Africa with me, Esther Wilson. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo says confirmed Ebola cases in the country have reached 1,307 and include 377 deaths. In an update issued late on Monday, the country said the confirmed cases have been recorded in 3 provinces, Ituri, North Kivu and South Kivu. The announcement comes as the AFP news agency reported that a case has been detected in a 4th province. A source at the DRC's National Institute of Biomedical Research, INRB, quoted by AFP, said the viral hemorrhagic fever has spread to Haut-Yali, which borders South Sudan and the Central African Republic. The source said the case there was detected after an infected person traveled from Bunia, Ituri's capital, to Haut-Yali. That person has since died, another health source told AFP. Authorities are now trying to trace the chain of transmission and identify contacts. Its spread to Haut-Yali means the DRC's entire northeast, home to about 15 million people, is now affected. The conflict-hit province of Ituri is the epicenter of the country's latest Ebola outbreak, its 17th, which started in May. In many cases, the virus has spread at funerals where the highly infectious body of Ebola victims are handled. For weeks, aid workers facing mistrust among local communities have struggled to plan safe burials in affected areas to prevent contact with the dead. In South Africa, businesses in South African cities have been shuttered and police have been deployed to the streets as demonstrators gathered at anti-immigrant protests around the country. Anti-immigrant groups have given undocumented foreign nationals a deadline of Tuesday to leave the country. The groups have falsely claimed that undocumented immigrants will face arrest and deportation if they do not leave in time. President Cyril Ramaphosa said on Monday that the right to protest does not allow people to threaten or intimidate others or to engage in acts of vandalism or violence. Whatever the motivation, taking the law into one's own hands is vigilantism, he said. Reporting from a protest in Johannesburg, Al Jazeera correspondent Haru Mutasa said the demonstrators were both working-class and middle-class South Africans and from different tribes around the country. They all have one goal, which is basically that they want the government to do something about undocumented foreigners in the country, she said. They are saying that they are frustrated, that they've had promises from the government, but they are not seeing any difference on the ground. They are asking why is it when some of them have degrees, why can't they get a job? Mutasa said some protesters were marching through Yeoville and Hillbrow, areas where many African nationals live alongside some of the locals as well. In Ghana, advocacy groups have filed a complaint against Ghana at West Africa's top human rights court, accusing the country of helping the United States deport people to nations where they could face serious harm. The complaint filed Monday at the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Court of Justice in Abuja, was brought on behalf of 27 of at least 60 deportees sent to Ghana since September under Washington's third country removal policy, which targets people U.S. judges have ruled cannot be sent directly to their home countries. The complaint said the deportees told authorities they had been granted protection in the U.S., but most of them were removed within hours or days of their arrival in Ghana to the countries they had escaped. Some were stranded in third countries with no means to continue their journeys. In cases where Washington is barred from sending people to their home countries, after U.S. judges found they would likely face torture or persecution, for example, it has sent deportees to third countries. No person should be returned to a place where they face persecution, torture, or serious threats to their dignity and safety, said Oliver Barker-Vormawor, senior partner at Ghanaian law firm Martin and Everett LLP. The firm filed the lawsuit alongside Cornell Law School's Transnational Disputes Clinic and the Global Strategic Litigation Council, a coalition of NGOs. The court is the top judicial body for ECOWAS, a regional bloc of 12 countries. In Nairobi, Kenya, Kenya's government is pushing ahead with plans to establish an Ebola quarantine and treatment facility at a military installation in partnership with the United States after a Kenyan High Court temporarily barred the arrangement earlier this week. The facility is for Americans potentially exposed to the deadly virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo, more than 1,500 miles away. Kenya has not recorded any Ebola cases. It will help to strengthen monitoring, isolation, and emergency response capacity. Kenya's Ministry of Health said on Saturday, while adding that several other isolation and treatment centers will also be set up, including at Nairobi's Kenyatta National Hospital and Kenya National Police Hospital. A U.S. government source involved in the Ebola response told CNN that Americans helping to run the facility landed on Saturday at Laikipia Air Base, where the facility will be about 125 miles north of the Kenyan capital Nairobi. The U.S.-Kenyan partnership further supports enhanced surveillance, diagnostic capacity, emergency preparedness exercises, critical medical supplies, and rapid response capabilities, the Health Ministry said. That's all we have time for on this edition of News Around Africa by Magic TV, and I'm Esther Wilson.